Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Jared at 3Cs. Thought I'd give you a little behind the scenes on how I clean all of the toys here at the shop. This is our NorthStar. It's a steam cleaner. It's a 3000 PSI and 4 gallon per minute. I just read the manual, so I know all that stuff. I'll put some screenshots in here of like what model this thing actually is, so if you're curious, you can snag one. So come on over, Braxton, let's show them your bike. Braxton just got home from the Georgia GNCC. This bike has been in our van for a day and a half now. We've been so busy, we got home, been working all along. So extremely muddy race. There was flash flooding. They shortened the race to a 1 hour race. And Braxton's bike actually failed. So piston has no compression at the moment, so we gotta take it apart and play with it. And the best thing to always do before you tear a bike apart is to clean it. Thought this would be a great example because the Georgia red clay dirt does not come off easy. So I thought if there was one machine to show you how well our steam cleaner worked, this is going to be it. But let's talk about this steam cleaner a little bit. So on the top we have the Honda engine on top. This is a gasoline powered engine. It's got a huge tank on it. I don't fill it all that often, I don't think. So looks like it's a little over a gallon, maybe 2. It kind of sips the fuel on top. So this is what we start first. And then over here is the heater portion of the unit. So right now this should be off until we start it. So I can set my temperatures here. I don't need it to be too crazy hot, so I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit. We're gonna let the engine warm up on this first, and then we'll flick this on. And it's really simple to run this. So it came with different nozzle tips on it. And you just have water in here, and then this is our output to the actual cleaner. And they came with all this hose. It's super long. I'm gonna guess 30 feet. And the handle, I think we've replaced the O-rings once in here because they do leak. Like, I already turned the hose on over there at the wall, and so you can see it's kind of leaking a little bit. But this thing's been through, I think we've had it for 2 full years now. So it's been a really good unit. We do service it, we take care of it. It does get kind of dirty because the overflow or the water coming off the machines gets near it. So come on this side, Braxton, let's show this engine. So I have not yet started it, and once I actually start it, you're not gonna be able to hear me talk. Oh, and this is our diesel fuel down here. So we got 2 gallons left, which is plenty to do your bike. And we got this little lock on the wheel to keep it from rolling down the hill here. So I usually just find a rock that's bigger and jam it under the wheel. So all we do to start it is come on over here a little bit more. I'm gonna turn this to on. I always give it a little bit of choke. So we're gonna give it some choke, and I don't ever crank this too high until it's going. And my trick is I always relieve the pressure on this right before I pull it. So let's see, I haven't started it yet. There's one pull. Probably been like a month or 2 since I've used it. Come on over here. So we're gonna let that warm up for a minute, and then we'll flick the steam cleaner on and we'll go from there. So I'm not sure how much you guys can hear me, but I'm gonna idle it up, and then I'm gonna turn the steam on. So go to the other side, Braxton. And it's gonna take a minute for the hot water to come out. It takes a minute to build the pressure, so you're probably gonna see it like flutter a little bit. Like that's wide open. Just gotta give it time. So it's gonna take another minute here, but you heard the unit come on there for a split second. So there we go. Now we're primed. And I'm gonna start cleaning it. I'm gonna go down the swing arm. The water's starting to get warmer now. A lot of it on there.
I don't know how I got on there.
We'll just pick all that up a little bit. All right, back up a little bit. Come on over here. So I just turned the steam cleaner off and then I'm going to idle it down, and I'm just going to blow the hot water out of the end of the line here. It's going to take it a minute. Braxton's bike turned out really good. I'm going to blow this out and then we'll come back to it. Alright, so we got Braxton's bike all washed up. Probably took like 20 minutes, and I took a couple extra minutes because the mud clay was so thick in the skid plate I kept blowing it back and forth. So at the end there, what I did is I turned the heat off on the other side, the steam cleaner portion of it, I turned it off, and then I idled this down and I let it run, and we pushed all the hot water out of the end of the line. You do not want to try to disconnect that while the water's hot. I did it and I burned my leg pretty good, so don't do that at home. Let it cool down all the way. So we just ran it for probably 20 minutes, maybe more, and we were about 2 gallons before, and so we're down to so we burned about half a gallon of diesel, and this tank on top was pretty full when I started, and it still has a ton of fuel in it. So
You can't really see.
no, but I was just kind of curious for the folks at home. So I think you could probably run this setup 6-7 hours, like if it was full tanks on both ends. But let me push Braxton's bike up here where we can see it better, and we'll show you how well it did. So this, yeah, I try to keep the back tire clean. So this bike sat in the back of our van on the way home from Georgia for 2 days. You raced Sunday. It's now Tuesday night, and this is how clean it is. I can take it, buddy.
Yeah.
So typically, like that Georgia dirt and is gonna stain all of this, you know, like the tank starts to get stained on it, and the seat's gonna get stained. The white ribs still came out super nice. I never used any cleaner, and I never used a scrub brush at all. So it's pretty cool, the power of these steam cleaners. We do have a really nice blow dryer that I'm gonna use here in a minute. I'm gonna blow dry this bike clean and get it ready to tear it down. I was waiting for that loud semi to go by to wrap this up. But so what I usually do is, you don't want to pressure too much like on the bearings. The bike is still hot from all the steam. So I don't usually pressure on the bearings too much. This bike is coming fully disassembled. We're gonna take the wheels off, swing arm off, motors coming out. So all of this stuff is gonna get either replaced anyway or greased up really well and put back together. So I did notice his brake pads are going on the back, but that's the power of the steam cleaner. It saves us so much time here at the shop. So if you're in the market or if you're thinking about it, I was pretty against it. My dad thought we needed it and I didn't want to spend the money on it. I thought I can keep washing stuff like I always did. And within like a month of having it, we were cleaning machines, customers bringing stuff covered in mud all the time. And we don't want the mud in our new workshop. So it's all nice and concrete in there. We don't want the mud in there. So I can bring machines out here, steam clean them if we're working in the clutches area. Can take care of the clutches. If it's a used unit that we just took in on trade, I can clean it really well, really fast. And if you steam clean right, you're not going to blow your decals off. Like these are just cheap 3C stickers. I haven't made like 400 at a time. So if you steam clean right, and I've been doing it a long time, you're not going to blow your decals off either. So thanks for watching. If you're looking at getting one of these, keep checking out reviews, keep watching videos because they're well worth the money. This is the brand that we chose. We've had it for over 2 years now and have had zero issues with it. So thanks for watching and enjoy the ride.